The Whistleblower Protection Caucus, in my time reporting in Washington, D.C., is a fairly bipartisan affair. There's lots of Republicans and conservatives who think that the government is shot through with waste, fraud, and abuse, and that it's important to protect whistleblowers so they can come forward to expose that. Are you surprised to hear this from Rand Paul?
I am surprised, because it goes against everything associated with a whistleblower, which are individuals that see fraud and abuse, waste in government. They want to come forward, but they're also very fearful for their jobs, for their career. They're afraid of retribution from their bosses. And so we have a law to protect that, allow them to come forward, to talk to an IG if they want to remain anonymous. And then we go and actually look to see if what they are claiming is indeed true. But it is absolutely essential for us to do the oversight. As you mentioned, I'm a ranking member, Homeland Security and Government Affairs. We are the top oversight committee here in the United States Senate. We are constantly relying on whistleblowers to come forward and say, you know, you need to check this out. This doesn't look right. And when we check it out, if it doesn't look right, then we can do our job in Congress to make sure that we provide the kind of oversight necessary to make sure that taxpayers are getting what they want from government.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe a lot of the VA wait time scandal was driven by people within the VA who used whistleblower protections and went to the IG to do that. I want to play you something that Senator Lindsey Graham today said about the whistleblower and get your reaction. Here's what he had to say.
The whistleblower statute was never meant to give you anonymity. It was meant to allow you to come forward without being fired. You can't use anonymity in a criminal process. You can't use anonymity in a civil process, and you shouldn't be able to. This is a misuse of the statute.
What do you think of that?
No, I think it's a complete misread of it. The intent is very clear, to protect whistleblowers so that they can come forward. And again, I think it's important to put this in perspective. Whistleblower just puts out allegations or puts out observations they have, but then you go and collect the facts. It's the facts that drive the situation. And that's what we're seeing here. The whistleblower came forward, outlined a number of things that he or she thought was not correct. And now you have witnesses that are coming forward and actually are providing testimony that actually show that the facts or the incidents that the whistleblower put forward are indeed true based on their testimony. That is what we will act on, is the testimony of folks who have come forward. The whistleblower, in many respects, is really not relevant right now. It just simply, he or she just put us on a path, and then folks went out to see whether or not that path was accurate, whether or not is indeed factual.
What are the stakes here? I mean, it seems to me that the conservative media has really obsessed with the whistleblower. Sean Hannity said he knows the name, but he's going to restrain himself for now, that at some point someone will publish the name, that they will make the identity public. What are the stakes in that?
The stakes are huge, because this is about how we provide oversight to the federal government and make sure that we can ferret out waste, fraud, and abuse. And I would think conservative commentators want to support that. The chilling effect of this, if a whistleblower believes that if they come forward that their identity will be revealed and there could be serious repercussions to them, they will simply not come forward. And if they don't come forward, we're not going to be able to hold government accountable. And I know the people in the state of Michigan, and I know taxpayers in the state of Michigan want to hold the federal government accountable to make sure that their money is being used correctly, make sure that government is not wasting it or engaged in any kind of abusive behavior. That's what we expect in terms of oversight. Whistleblowers provide an incredibly valuable function, not just in the federal government, but in corporate America and other places. We need to encourage whistleblowers if we're going to hold folks accountable and make sure that we're doing right by the American people.